Welcome, curious explorers, to the deep dive.
Great to be here.
Today we're plunging into, well, a universe just teeming with legendary loot and enough personality to fill a dozen galaxies.
That's putting it mildly.
Right. Our mission is to really unpack the brand new Borderlands 4 Standard Edition, specifically on the PlayStation 5. We've gone through a pretty comprehensive review.
Yeah, a really detailed one.
And we're here to break down exactly how this latest installment refines, that beloved franchise formula, how it manages to feel both comfortably familiar yet somehow surprisingly modern. So whether you're a longtime Vault Hunter or maybe you're just curious about what makes this game tick, well, we've got a lot to get into.
And this review, it gives us a fantastic lens to understand something really tricky in gaming. How does a series this big, this established, evolve? How does it change without losing, its core identity?
Exactly.
We'll be looking at the specific design choices Gearbox made, and definitely the tech advancements on PS5 that the review says really elevate the whole thing.
Okay, so let's kick things off there. Borderlands. It's always had this, undeniable pull, hasn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
That chaotic gunplay, the super distinctive cel-shaded look, and that unique kind of irreverent humor.
Yep, the whole package.
The series always feels like a riot, but you kind of know what you're getting into. So how does Borderlands 4 build on that foundation, but still feel fresh? Is it just more the same, or is there a twist?
Well, it's interesting. The review makes it pretty clear Gearbox didn't try to, reinvent the wheel here.
Okay.
Instead, it says they've really doubled down on those things. People love the chaos, the art, the humor, but, and this is key, they focused on refining the formula.
Refining, not reinventing.
Exactly. It's all about polishing, making every part of it feel fresher and more responsive, especially on the PS5. It's still very much that action-packed looter shooter.
Right.
But it hits that sweet spot the review calls comfortably familiar and surprisingly modern. And, this really speaks to how they handled fan expectations. Instead of a radical shift, which can backfire,
Definitely.
they chose to perfect what works. It feels strategic, not like they couldn't think of anything new.
That familiar but modern balance sounds great on paper. But, is there a risk it feels too familiar sometimes? Or maybe not quite modern enough?
That's a fair question.
And speaking of familiar, the review says the game oozes personality right from the start. You get the crazy characters, the comedy.
The classic Borderlands vibe, yeah.
But it also mentioned a noticeable shift towards slightly more grounded storytelling. Now, that sounds different for Borderlands. What's that about?
Yeah, that's a really interesting point the review brings up. And it seems like a direct response to maybe some feedback from Borderlands 3, which really leaned into just pure absurdity, right?
Right, it was pretty out there.
So this time, it sounds like they're trying to balance the ridiculous with a stronger sense of narrative weight. The review actually praises the writing for being sharper, the pacing being better, and delivering a story that actually keeps you invested, but crucially, without losing that trademark charm and humor. It's not suddenly super serious.
And goodness.
It's more about giving you a slightly more compelling reason to care about why you're causing all that mayhem beyond just the next gag.
So, the jokes land better because there's a bit more substance underneath.
Exactly. Think about it. If you actually care a bit more about the characters or the stakes, it adds another layer. It's not just shoot, loot, laugh, repeat. Well, it is, but
But with feeling.
sort of. It deepens the investment beyond just the gameplay loop itself. Makes the whole thing feel a bit more substantial.
Okay, that makes sense. A stronger story anchoring the chaos.
Yeah.
But let's talk about the chaos itself. The PS5, how does that power actually, translate onto the screen? What did the review say about performance and visuals?
Right. The PS5 factor. This is where things get really impressive, according to the review. The biggest thing, load times are practically non-existent.
Oh, wow. Seriously?
Yeah, remember sitting through those loading screens? Apparently that's pretty much gone. Diving into missions, fast travel, even respawning it's seamless. That alone changes the flow dramatically.
That's huge for keeping you immersed.
Totally. And graphically, they haven't ditched the cel-shaded style, but they've refined it. Think bolder outlines, richer colors, much better lighting effects, makes the worlds feel more alive, more dynamic.
So it still looks like Borderlands, but better.
Exactly. The review mentions explosions filling the screen with way more particle effects, smoother character animations. It creates this look that's somehow simultaneously cartoonish and cinematic. It really nails that aesthetic.
Non-existent load times, richer visuals. Sounds like the PS5 lets Borderlands be even more Borderlands. Okay, now the absolute core. The guns. Gunplay's always been the heart, right?
Always.
What makes it more satisfying than ever in this one, according to the review? Is it just more guns, or did they feel different?
It's definitely about the feel. The review emphasizes weapons are weightier, each shot has more impact.
Ooh, nice.
And the recoil. It's been tuned to feel more realistic, so there's more skill involved, more tactile feedback, and the variety.
Oh, man.
Bazillions of guns, I said.
Staggering variety, yeah. But it's not just numbers. The review gives examples like a laser-firing sniper rifle or a rocket launcher that doubles as a flamethrower.
Okay, that sounds fun.
But here's the really smart part. The game apparently does a better job of making you care about the weapons you pick up. It's not just constantly swapping for a slightly higher number.
The legendary gear problem.
Exactly. The review says legendary gear is exciting again, not just another number climb. They have unique effects, things that actually change how you play, not just boost damage.
Like finding that one perfect gun that just clicks with you build.
Precisely. And that leads right into the customization. 4 brand new Vault Hunters this time.
New classes? Cool.
And each one has multiple skill trees for really deep customization. The review stresses how much this encourages experimenting. You want to go melee, sniper, support?
Lots of options then. Tons. And on PS5, swapping skills and loadouts is apparently quick and seamless, so you can adapt on the fly without getting bogged down in menus.
That depth definitely sounds like it boosts replayability. Okay, but Borderlands?
Yeah.
It's almost always better with friends, right? Co-op, what's the verdict there? Especially on PS5.
Oh yeah, co-op is still king. The review highlights this heavily. Up to 4 players, rock-solid netcode, straightforward matchmaking, and importantly, cross-play support.
Nice. Play with anyone.
Right. It just creates that environment where, as the review says, chaos quickly becomes pure fun. You've got different abilities firing off, crazy weapon effects everywhere. It keeps things fresh deep into the game.
Sounds like classic Borderlands co-op fun.
Absolutely. And the PS5 adds a couple more layers. Performance mode hits a consistent 60 frames per second, which the review recommends for that silky smoothness in combat.
Makes a difference in fast shooters.
Totally. But the really cool PS5 feature is the DualSense controller. It adds another layer of immersion through the adaptive triggers.
Ah, the haptics. How does that work here?
Well, the review says firing a heavy shotgun rumbles differently from spraying an SMG. Pulling the trigger on a sniper feels different from an assault rifle. You actually feel the difference in the weapons.
Okay, that sounds genuinely cool.
Yeah.
More tactile.
Exactly. It makes it more physically engaging, more connected to the action. You feel the kick, the resistance.
That tactile feedback does sound like it adds something special, especially in co-op chaos. All right, but let's be real. No game is perfect. Even with all this polish, the review mentioned, well, the chaos can get repetitive, right?
Yeah, doesn't shy away from that.
What are the main drawbacks? Does it still fall into some old Borderlands habits?
It does. The review is pretty clear that the core formula can still feel repetitive over long sessions. You know, the loop, shooting waves of enemies, collecting loot, moving on. It says the series hasn't completely escaped its cycle of fetch quests and bullet-spongy bosses.
Okay, so some familiarity there, too. Maybe not always in a good way.
Right. It's still fundamentally Borderlands in its structure. Or if you burned out on that loop before, this might not completely change your mind on that front.
Yeah, there's always a but.
But yeah, the review adds important context. The sharper writing and creative world design help break up the monotony, and that core gameplay loop, while familiar, is just, well, incredibly addictive.
It hooks you in.
It does. And the big improvements in how the guns feel and the deeper character building, they help mitigate the sense of déjà vu. You might be doing similar things, but how you do them feels better.
So it's refined repetition.
Kinda, yeah. Which brings up that bigger question, you know. How much can a sequel like this evolve without becoming something else entirely? Borderlands 4 seems to bet on mastering its formula, not changing it radically, deepening the well, like you said earlier.
Right, perfecting the chaos rather than inventing a new kind. Okay, so let's wrap this deep dive up. Borderlands 4 Standard Edition on PS5 sounds like a really polished, bigger, bolder take on the looter shooter. It embraces its roots, but adds smart refinements.
Absolutely. It's not trying to be something it's not. It delivers hours of that chaotic, co-op-friendly fun, all wrapped up in that iconic visual style. The review makes it sound like a journey worth taking for veterans and newcomers alike, especially on PS5.
A solid recommendation, then, focusing on refinement.
Seems that way. It knows its audience and delivers what they love, just better.
And that leaves us with something for you, our listener, to chew on. In this world of huge, evolving game franchises, how do developers find that perfect balance? Giving players what they love, keeping that core strong, but also adding enough novelty to keep you coming back year after year. Where's that line?
It's a tough balancing act.
It really is. Food for thought. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
My pleasure.
We'll catch you next time.